what's up you guys, it's Sophie, and today I'm going to be talking about interning and school. So I have been interning during the school year only the past 2 semesters. I highly recommend waiting until around the time of your junior year to intern during the school year. It's totally fine to have summer internships before that, but I think that you kind of have to find that college, life balance prior to starting kind of an internship journey. And also it's a lot easier in the second half of your college career to plan your course schedule in a way that allows you to intern at the same time. So I'm going to be talking about kind of my tips and tricks on how to balance interning during the school year, because I know it can be a little bit tricky, and I have learned a couple of things along the way to help you guys out. If you're curious, I've been interning at CNN since last September. I was their fall intern and then they kept me on into the spring, and I absolutely love it there. Highly recommend if you're in New York City and looking for a journalism internship. But the first tip that I have is to get yourself a planner. I have talked about my bullet journal in 2 past videos so far, or 3 videos so far? 3 videos. And I absolutely love it, but I have used a bunch of different planners before that. You can check out my planner videos if you're interested, but this is just how I stay totally organized. I kind of lay out my days like this, where I have a little inspirational thing for each week, and then these are my days of the week. I put in not only the important things I have to do, like homework and assignments and things, but I also put in the stuff that you think you wouldn't forget about. So like I work the same days every single week, and yet every single week I still write down CNN 8 to 5 on the days that I go to work. I don't know why, I just think writing out things that you know you have to do, even if you're used to doing them, is still super helpful. So I'll still write down like, you have to wash your hair today, or you have to buy toilet paper, or stuff that like should seem like you should remember it. I still write that stuff down because it just helps me create a really clear plan for the day. And then also obviously I write down like study for your coding exam, or do your final paper or whatever. So I think having a planner is absolutely essential, and you should be writing out, if it's helpful to you, a different schedule for work and for school. I know a lot of people do that, and if it's something that might be helpful to you, I highly recommend that. Also, something that's really helpful with my planner that I'll just mention quickly is that I write out job applications that I apply to, and I write down applications I want to do, if I've done them, if I've heard back from them, things like that. And if you're looking for an internship, that can be particularly helpful. The next thing I want to say is that you should be planning your course schedule ahead of time if you know you want to intern at some point during your college career. So I've mentioned in past videos, I believe that during freshman year sat down and planned out the rest of college, and obviously that changed in terms of classes I was taking. Some classes weren't being offered, some things changed, in my life, but for the most part I stuck to that plan all throughout college, and planning out those courses really helped me to be able to have free time to intern now, because I didn't have that free time freshman year. Freshman year I had classes 5 days a week, but as a senior graduating right now, I only have classes 2 days a week, so then I have the other days to dedicate to interning, and I was able to do that because I planned out ahead of time. At NYU there are certain classes that are 3 days a week, are 4 days a week, are 2 days a week, or 1 day a week. So if you plan out the classes that are 3 days a week freshman year and then take the class that's 1 day a week senior year, you're going to have that time senior year to intern. So planning your course schedule ahead of time is really important. It's helpful to sit down with your advisor. I really took advantage of my advisor in terms of planning ahead, and obviously take advantage of your school's career center, because they will help you with internships, finding an internship, planning ahead, negotiating your schedule with your internship and everything like that. So talking about your work schedule, make sure you're very clear with your boss ahead of time what your school schedule is like, what you're going to be able to commit to in terms of working. If you're at a good internship with a nice boss, chances are they will understand if you have a final exam and you need to miss work that day. If you have a internship interview for next semester and you need to take a phone call during work, things like that, they're usually pretty understanding and flexible about, but you need to be upfront about that from the beginning. So at CNN they have, I think, a 20-hour a week max for your internship, which would be about like 2.5 days if you're doing 8-hour days, but I only stay there 2 days a week, but I do 8 to 5, so that is longer than the typical 9 to 5 day, so then I'm working 18 hours a week, and they don't expect me to do the max 20, 18 is what I do. That's just how it works out, but you just have to be clear with your boss about that from the beginning. And if you don't be worried if you have to schedule a phone call during work, or if you have to leave work an hour early to study for an exam. Those kinds of things, when you're a student, they're really understanding about, and they want your academics to come first. So you need to be negotiating these things, talking about them, being open with your boss, and not being scared to talk to them about maybe needing to put your education first. Another thing is try to get credit for your internship if you can. In my major, we're allowed to get 6 credits worth of an internship. I actually only used 4 for an internship. I did a summer internship, 4 credits. The credits are basically based off of the number of hours you intern, and if you're doing a full-time summer internship, it's really easy at NYU to get those 4 credits, and then if you're doing a part-time one during the school year, you can get 2 credits for those, and it's really helpful because obviously, like, if you're doing a 4-credit internship during the semester, you can do 1 less class, and then you would have more time to dedicate to interning, but you'd also be getting credit for it. So I really like being able to get credit for internships. I think that's a really good way to work internships into your schedule and not be too overwhelmed, so definitely speak to your advisor if you are able to get credit for your internship. Another tip that I have is to not mix your internship with your schoolwork in terms of, like, on the days that I intern, I'm there 8 to 5, right? That's like a full work day that any normal adult would have, and on those days I don't do any homework because when I get home I'm super tired from work. I, you know, take time to myself. I try to schedule in my hair washing on that day because that takes longer. You know, I cook myself a good dinner, those kinds of things where I don't, it's almost like I'm going to work as an adult on those days and school doesn't exist. And I plan my schedule so that I don't have to do homework on the days that I'm interning because I want to dedicate my time to focusing on work, not being stressed out, and when I get home from work I'm super tired, so I don't want to be worrying about schoolwork. And I think it's really a good idea to keep those 2 things separate and try to separate the days from when you're a professional working person and when you're a student and not intermingle the 2. It just helps, I think, keep you a little bit less stressed. I want to stress just at the end of this video that interning during the school year is absolutely not necessary. Obviously you can't even really do that if you're not at a school that's in a city, and a lot of places don't expect you to have like 100 internships by the time you go to get a full-time job, so don't stress about it. I only obviously have had this 1 internship during the school year. Before that I was only doing summer internships, and this is my first internship at a major corporation, so and I'm a senior, so it's not going to totally ruin you if you don't have 10 internships by the time you graduate college. I've only had like 3, so yeah, don't stress about it too much. But if you guys have any questions about interning and things like that, leave them in the comments below. I can totally do more videos on internships if you're curious, but I did do a video on how to get an internship a little while ago. I will link that at the top of the screen. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!